Hi guys, and welcome to the Zoom Phone desktop app. We're going to talk today about the Zoom client settings and layout, some call handling, contacts, AI companion, and resources and support. So getting started, we're going to talk about the settings, like the basic phone settings. If you have a desk phone, how that you can pair that with the app, and some Zoom app layout information. First and foremost, to get started, you guys are going to click on the Zoom Workplace icon on your desktop. So once you click on that, you are going to sign in. Depending on your company's sign in, you'll either use SSO or you'll use your work email address and password. So SSO is here if that's what you guys are using. Otherwise, you'll do work email and password. Just check with your local admin and they will give you instructions. Once you are into the actual Zoom home screen, I do want to make one caveat note here that the version that I'm showing you right now may change over time just because they are updating Zoom all the time. So this is the current layout at the time of the recording, but just know some settings might move around, so just be aware of that. But if you guys want to get to your settings within the Zoom app, you guys are going to click on the cog in the bottom left corner, or you can click on your picture or initial at the upper right here, and then click on settings. One thing before I do that, though, I want to address is this little available option when you click on your picture. This is where you can select a status so your coworkers can see like if you're in a meeting or things like that. Now, going into Zoom settings. So once I've clicked on the cog to get here, or I've clicked on my picture or initial, I'm going to have an option here to look at all these different settings. I'm just going to touch on a couple really important ones, but there are a ton in here and you are welcome to dive in and look at all the different things that you can do. First and foremost, if you guys want to set up light or dark mode, a lot of people like dark mode or a different theme for colors, that's under general, so feel free to adjust that. And if you want to update your picture, that's housed under my account. For Zoom settings, if you guys go to the audio section, this is where you can define if you're using a headset, what your headset and microphone is going to be. And if you're like me, I have it where like I have it ring out loud on my computer, but the audio actually goes through my headset. I switched on the option to ring through my computer speakers, and then I have these two. So that's something you can do if you want to. If you have a desk phone, so just depending on your organization's design, if you actually have a physical desk phone, you are going to want to pair that with the app. So to do so, what you're going to do is under the settings, there's going to be something called phone. And under call control actions, you're going to click manage. Once you do that, it's going to pop up with a box that has your device, and you can check a box to connect it and hit save. And at that point, it's going to pop up on your phone and ask you want to pair the device with the computer app. You'll say yep, and you're good to go. What that's going to allow you to do is basically if I was on the phone with someone, I could actually like click and transfer with my computer, which is really cool. Or you can click and call people. So I really recommend if you do have a desk phone to pair it with the app just for the ease of use. Zoom phone overview. So a new icon, if you guys haven't had it before, it's going to be Zoom phone. If you guys don't see it, you may want to check under the more section. This is a ribbon that is customizable, so you can kind of drag things up and down. So if you click on phone, you are going to see some different options. Now, again, depending on your organization's design, you may see more or less of these icons, but I'm going to go over all of them in detail. So history is going to show your call history. You guys can obviously scroll up and down for that. If you want to call someone back, you can click to call them. If it's a coworker, you can see right there if they're on the phone, if they're available, things like that, which is really nice. You are going to see some other options we're going to break down as we go along, but that's your call history. If you hit the three dots, you can do things like, block the caller, things like that. Over here on the right, this is a dial pad, so you could obviously copy and paste a number, something I do all the time. You can type a coworker's name to call them. It will pop up with their status if they're on the phone, off the phone, all that good stuff. Down here, there's a caller ID. Depending on your organization's design, you may have it as your direct dial number. You may have it as the main company number by default. If you click on it, it will show you all the different options you can use for caller ID and set as default. So you can just literally click and change it anytime if needed. You can star contacts if you want to. That'll be under the contact section, and you can click to star or unstar so you can look at your favorite people all the time. And that's kind of the base overview of the first part, which is call history. And then just talking really quickly, I will break down each one of these, but voicemails where your voicemail's housed. Lines, if you use something like Park, that will be under there. Or if you're like a delegate of someone, you answer calls on their behalf and things like that. That'll be under lines. If applicable, depending on your system's design, you guys might have texting, and that would be texting, people from your direct dial number. And then faxing, again, if applicable, just depending on your design, you may have access to either the organization's fax or your own personal fax, and you can send and receive from there. So again, some of these you may or may not have, but just kind of going over what they mean. Digging deeper into voicemail. So when you have a voicemail, it looks like this. You'll have the notification with the 1, 2, 3, etc. Anything unread is going to have a blue dot next to it. When you click play, that notification will go off. It has a transcript here. There's a cool, as long as your AI features are enabled for your account, there's a cool option for view task, and you can see like a little brief thing of, hey, this person called and this is what they need. So you can make little tasks, which is really cool if you want to. Something else to note, if you're someone who's part of a shared mailbox and you guys check that in the app, so let's say that the general mailbox went to me. If this message is for the general mailbox, it would say literally in this section to general mailbox. And so if it's me and Rebecca that have access to that and I click play, it will then turn the notification off for Rebecca. I can always come in here with the 3 dots and mark it as unread if I can't take care of it, and then she could take care of it. But that's how it kind of works if you guys share it. If you guys want to set up your greeting, this is something you'll definitely want to do. From the dial pad, you guys are going to dial *86. It will ask for your PIN followed by pound. That PIN by default, just so you guys know, is 123654 followed by pound. At that point, it will have you press 2 to record your greeting. You'll record the greeting and press any button to stop. Then it's going to tell you to like listen back to it and accept it. Make sure that you guys do it. Again, that PIN number by default is 123654. So there you go. Lines is going to be the third one in. So this may or may not be applicable depending on your organization, but by default, lines is going to be, if you guys have parks, those are just universal holds. So what parks are, let's say, for example, someone in my building puts someone on park. It's going to light up this first one with that caller's information, so I could click a button and pick it up. So basically, parks are shared throughout the building or buildings, just depending on how you guys do it, if you guys utilize it. So I can find that under lines. Another use case for lines, just depending on, again, your design, is sometimes people have, like I would be Ryan's assistant in this example. So if Ryan put a call on hold, I could literally come here to lines and then click to resume the call there. SMS is going to be the third one. Again, this is something you may or may not have deployed, but I just want to mention what it is since this is kind of the general training. If you click on the plus new SMS, you guys can type in a phone number. Again, to them, it looks like you're sending from your direct dial number. You guys can attach files. You'll see all the messages here, 1, 2, 3 messages, whatever the case may be. Fax. So if you guys want to send or receive a fax, if applicable, if licensed, you'll have the option to hit new fax. You just put the to number, you attach the file or files you want. If you want a cover page, sure, you can do that. And when you guys receive them, they'll be here as well. So just like when you saw the voicemail, there was 1, 2, 3, you'll have them here. You can click them, you can download them, stuff like that. Call handling. If you guys are a part of what I would call a call queue or like a call group. So for example, I've got here Jenny's sales queue. So if you guys sign in and out of a queue, like answering for the main number or answering for a particular type of call, that is called a call queue because maybe it's a group of you. If there's ever a time that you need to go in or out of that queue, if you click on your picture or initial, there is something called receive shared calls. You can switch that on and off. Again, please check with your admin or department manager to make sure that you're okay to go in and out of that, but that's how you would do it if you needed to. Switched on means it's on. Answering and placing phone calls. So if you guys want to answer a call, it's going to come up with your caller ID here. It'll say to you with a phone number, and you hit accept or decline. If you hit decline, it goes to voicemail. If this is part of a call group, like let's say you answer for the main line, and it says like to reception. That's just someone calling the main number, and you could choose to answer, depending on what you guys call it. So there you go. Also, to call outbound, you guys are just going to type in the name of your coworker, or you can copy and paste a phone number, or you can just type in a phone number. Just remember, it is 10-digit dialing. That means you just dial area code and phone number, and that is what you would do to send out. The nice thing is if you type in your coworker's name, you're going to see their status. So I could see that Bruce was like in a calendar event, so I could still try to call him. He just may not answer. So there you go. Active call options. So when I'm actively on a call, I'm going to have all these different options. I can mute myself. I can go to the keypad if I need to enter a code or something like that. If I need to adjust my audio, maybe my headset's dying, I need to switch my headset, I can go there and it will take me to that settings section of your audio. I can add a caller if I want to do a conference call. I could put the call on hold. I can transfer. I can record the call if that's applicable for you guys. Another thing, if it's applicable, is the AI companion. What that would do is it would start taking notes for you during the call. Now, again, depending on your system's design, it may or may not announce that to the caller that AI is taking notes. So just check with your admin if it's something you guys are doing with that, but you guys can totally utilize that if it's something you have. Just know that it may or may not tell the client or customer that you are taking notes. If you hit the meet button, that will change it to a meeting. You can hang up. And then if you hit the three dots here, this is where you could get to things like parking. We'll talk more about that. If you put a call on hold, you can press the hold button or unhold here. If you'd like to park a call, so here I'm on the phone with someone, I want to park this. Again, if you guys are utilizing that, that was hard to say, click on the three dots, choose park, and hit the little P. At that point, it will tell you where the call is parked. It works like a valet. It'll put it in the first available spot. So in this case, you guys can see when I went to lines, it was waiting on park 801, and I could just click that button to resume it. Transfer calls. So if you guys want to transfer, you guys are going to click on the transfer button. At that point, it'll pop up a little box where you can type in your coworker's name or a phone number or whatever you want. Once you do that, you click the transfer key, and then it will ask you what type of transfer you want to do. Do you want to do warm, direct, or transfer to voicemail? So if I choose warm, that means I'm going to announce it first. And then when I'm ready, I hit complete. If I choose direct, it's going to go straight there. If I choose transfer to voicemail, obviously goes straight to their voicemail. If you are on the phone on your computer and you want to move it to your mobile or vice versa, if you open up whichever app, computer or mobile, and you go to phone, you're going to be able to switch that call or meeting to your cell phone or computer. Contacts and chat. So if you guys are utilizing contacts, you can utilize either create an Outlook contact if you guys have that synced up with your Zoom. Otherwise, you can do personal contacts as well. So those will just show up for you. You just fill in that information. And then when you go to contacts, you can also star people. Again, if this is not showing up on your side ribbon, you just need to hit more to view that. Chat, if you guys are utilizing chat, this is something that you can or, you can use or not use, just depending, again, on your organization. So just check with your admins. But if you guys are using chat, you guys can do either a channel or an individual chat. So in the chat channel, the team chat, you hit the little plus, and then that's where you can do a message, which would be a direct message with a coworker, or a channel, which is a group chat. You can attach files, you can do GIFs, you can do emojis. It's very handy. You can search within chats, all kinds of stuff. AI Companion. So if AI Companion is enabled with your Zoom settings, I'm going to go over the basic things it can do. I do want to note that at the time of this recording, these are the options that are available. However, AI is a huge technology, and I'm sure a million things will be added after this. So just kind of keep that in mind, that things will always be altering with Zoom AI. So first and foremost, things you can do is the Zoom call, the call summary I mentioned. So if you're on a call and you hit that little AI Companion, it will start taking notes for you. It will also do that on meetings. The voicemail thing I mentioned where you can click on the tasks, it could do that. And then the AI Companion panel. So over here on the side, and I believe eventually that'll be the main splash page, but over on the side, you guys can literally talk to the Zoom AI and ask questions about if Zoom is capable of doing certain things that you're wanting. Really, really handy, especially while the system's new for you. But it can do all kinds of stuff. So that is the Zoom AI Companion. Some Zoom resources and support. If you guys go to support.zoom.com, you guys can see all of the new information. As I mentioned, like AI is an ever-changing environment. So as they add new things and new features, you guys can go there to check it out. If you guys have any issues, please contact your internal IT or help desk. They will reach out to us. And then if you guys, as help desk or admin team, need to reach out to us, our information's below. 816-478-2000 is our main number. You can also go to the website below to open up a ticket, or you can email us at support@servicemark.net. So whichever one you prefer, all of those options are available. Thank you so much for watching.